Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'm OZ.
And I'm the Freak. And this is A Week in Geek. So, what have you got for us today?
Well, like I always do for our Week in Geek shows, I like to start off the episodes with birthdays. So,
Birthdays.
very topical birthday, very popular right now going into the box office. We have the star of Herbie Loaded and Gung Ho, Michael Keaton, turns 73 today.
Oh, Michael Keaton. And dude's still got it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's still got it, man. As the Vulture and he's awesome. That guy barely ages.
And also, coming up this week, we've got star of Monkey Bone and Ready to Rumble, Rose McGowan.
She was in Ready to Rumble?
She was in Ready to Rumble.
I remember David Arquette.
Right.
But I blanked out on her.
She was the one that was supposed to tempt David Arquette's character into doing something. I don't know.
All right. Who else we got?
And she's 51.
No shit.
No shit, dude.
I wonder if she still looks like she does in Monkey Bone there.
No.
I got a Monkey Bone for her. Moving on. Straight face, man.
Star of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and the Pirates Band of Misfits, Martin Freeman turns 53.
Martin Freeman, the UK version of Jim from The Office.
Sure.
Damn it, I forgot what his name was though.
I didn't watch either of them. I know that his character's name in Pirates Band of Misfits was the pirate with the scarf.
The pirate with the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. He was also.
I bring you the news.
The detective. Robert Downey Jr. And Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. was also him. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes.
Benedict Cumberbatch was Sherlock Holmes, and he was the Watson.
Yeah, Watson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew where I was going with that. I just didn't know how to get there.
It's okay. And also 53, same day, Eight-Legged Freak star, Scream 3, and former WCW World Heavyweight Champion David Arquette.
Also in Ready to Rumble.
Yep.
My favorite line, and I can actually use this on you right now.
What's that?
There's a lot of glare coming off of that dome of yours.
Shut up, dude. Shiny.
It's one of the
I don't have a makeup lady
when he's in the gas station and he's yelling at that guy. That was a great movie, man.
Very good movie.
The Farting Nuns.
Oh my god. And to round things off on celebrity birthdays, celebrating his 88th birthday, star of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Sworn to Justice, Walter Koenig. I know you're not a Trek guy. Do you know who this is?
No, I really don't.
This is Chekhov.
Okay. Okay, so I know the new version of Chekhov, which is played by the skinny kid.
Who's dead.
He passed away?
Yeah, dude. He got ran over by a car in his driveway.
No kidding. Holy crap.
Smashed between a stone wall and his car.
Wow. I didn't know that at all.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See, more news.
Mm-hmm. But this Mr. Chekhov is still alive and celebrating his 88th birthday. Happy birthday, Walter Koenig. Happy birthday, David Arquette,
awesome.
Martin Freeman, Rose McGowan, and Michael Keaton. Happy
birthday to all those people. That's awesome. That is too cool.
Now, I do feel pretty good about the happy birthdays. I'm feeling a little up, but I don't want to bring us back down. So
let me kick things off with something fun.
thank you, sir.
And let's see here. Okay. So my shirt, not the Danzig part, not the booty part, but the werewolf part is topical.
How
topical. So in the beginning,
there was man.
There was Lon Chaney. There was Wolfman.
Okay. Right on.
Then there was Benicio del Toro.
Right on.
Okay, and Anthony Hopkins.
Nice. Wait a minute, dude.
Now,
wait a minute. Hold on.
What's that?
Is that? No, go up.
Elrond.
Nice.
Yeah.
Agent Smith.
Yep. Agent Smith, Elrond. Yeah. Another person who just doesn't really seem to age that much. Like he still kind of looks the exact same. And every time too, I see him, no matter what show, movie, or anything that it is. Anytime I see that guy, I always think, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Dude,
which is funny because
he should be in Rings of Power. Like they're showing young Elrond.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
I mean, they don't really freaking age. All they gotta do is just movie magic him up a little bit and just the same guy. But if they changed up the entire rest of the cast, might as well add him too.
True. So Benicio del Toro.
2025. We are getting a new Wolfman.
Nice. Is this
Universal Studio? Universal put out a first look at him. It was a live action person in an outfit, but this is supposed to. It was a pop up at Universal Studios Hollywood Horror Nights, and this is supposed to be very similar to what he's supposed to look like. And we've got our first view of the Wolfman.
Let's see him. Oh,
yeah. Now, keep in mind. This is the image from the Universal Studios Horror Nights. This is a person in a costume that's supposed to look like what we're going to get in the movie.
Do we know who's playing Wolfman?
I don't know. I don't know. I know we got Julia Garner as his wife and Christopher Abbott as the father, but as of right now, I don't know who's played the Wolfman. Now, keep in mind, a lot of people are talking a lot of trash on this and how horrible it looks. This is a person in an outfit that's standing outside all day long trying to spook people and trying to promote the show. This isn't going to be the final image because I'm a huge Wolfman fan, and I really hope that what we're going to get in the movie is going to look 10 times better than this. You know,
bro,
I mean,
he looks like, what was the character's name?
I don't know.
Emil. He looks like Emil in RoboCop. Do you remember the guy?
The guy that got shot in the dick.
No. The guy who got covered in toxic waste and was like,
I thought that was the same guy
and splattered.
Yeah, the same guy. He got shot in the dick.
I don't think he got shot in the dick. He might have.
I think he did.
But this reminds me of the melting skin of Emil.
The hands.
Yeah. God, that looks.
It looks pretty horrible.
Nothing says wolf.
Well,
really
again,
doesn't.
Maybe this is an image. Maybe this is an image going through the transformation. Typical Wolfman movie. He doesn't go full wolf. You know, he's very much a human with wolf-like, adaptations going on. So I don't know. Again, I'm holding out. This is the first image, and again, it's a person in an outfit. I think that we're gonna get something better.
I hope so. I really don't know too. What that would fit and do. But speaking of Universal Monsters, so I was at Walmart tonight, and there was the NECA. Are you familiar with the Universal NECA figures?
Yes.
Okay. There was a Creature from the Black Lagoon figure.
Ooh.
And it was on clearance for $20. Should I have picked that up? Not really a fan.
Do you have any of the others in your collection?
I have I have Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, well then, I mean, if you have something else that could contribute to the collection, me personally, I would say hell yeah, buy it in a heartbeat. But I don't know if it really goes with what you collect.
No, probably not. I am still
So
on the lookout for a black and white bride, though. I still need that bride.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Man, my mind just. I was at Walmart the other day. Since we're talking about this real quick,
Sure.
and did you know they did a Universal Studios Monster Mash mix-up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Back in the day.
Okay, well, I don't know how long ago it was. I just
Back
know that
when
they.
I was a kid, they had the
No,
original action
no,
figures.
no. These are brand new.
Hmm.
Oh gosh. Okay, so we already have things pre-set up, but now I got it. Now I got to find a picture of this real quick. Hold on.
No, okay, go ahead, man. But like when I was a kid, they had um okay, so NECA has made the Universal Monsters Ninja Turtles figures. They made Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein as April, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Wolfman. Are you talking about the NECA ones?
I think yes.
Okay, so they've been selling those for years. Those are amazing figures. Casey Jones is the Phantom of the Opera. Um, Raphael is Frankenstein's monster.
These ones.
Yeah, dude, they've been selling those for years. Those are awesome figures. I've
Yeah.
picked up and put down the Raphael Frankenstein one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many times. It's awesome. But check out that Leonardo Hunchback.
Leonardo creature, the Black Lagoon or the Blue Lagoon, yeah. Or
The
that,
Hunchback one is amazing.
but yeah, I had to pull that up real quick.
Oh yeah, no, dude,
So
those are amazing figures. But those are kind of a throwback. Those are throwback NECA did
I didn't know
because
that. I didn't know that.
Playmates back in the day, they did a line of the turtles as creatures. There was like a glow in the dark Donatello mummy. Mikey was a vampire, and yeah, and it's kind of matching what NECA's doing, but NECA's taking it even further now. Those are awesome figures.
So I'm actually very surprised that this is something I'm talking about and you're not.
Go ahead. Okay, now this is new. Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
talking about? Are we talking about potentially having Thanos as
Nope.
as Hal Jordan?
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, we are. The offer has been made for Josh Brolin, Thanos, No Country for Old Men, Goonies, to play as Hal Jordan.
Right. There's nothing
However,
confirmed. That's why I'm not reporting on it.
however, if he does not accept, do you know who the two runners up are?
I read it, but I don't remember it, and I think they were really interesting picks.
They are interesting picks. Matthew McConaughey and Ewan McGregor are the two potential runners up for Hal Jordan. Nathan Fillion is still going to be Guy Gardner.
Yeah, he's Guy Gardner. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
That's not changing.
Who will make his debut in Gunn's Superman reboot.
Yes. Yes.
So that's actually going to be cool. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, his costume looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
They even gave him the bowl cut too. So they did. He's got the he's a ginger with a bowl cut. So I will see. I want to see the context of the movie, and then so we can go moving forward. But yeah, I saw the Josh Brolin thing. With potentially being cast as Green Lantern. I'm not holding any water on that. I really don't.
Now, Ewan McGregor and Josh Brolin, I can see those. I'm trying to picture them in my head. Now again, I'm not huge at all fan of any Lantern stuff.
I know.
However, the one that really sticks out to me is Matthew McConaughey. I'm having a very hard time picturing and or taking Matthew McConaughey seriously.
Matthew McConaughey, I can see as Alan Scott. Alan Scott was
No idea
the
who that is.
all right. He's the Golden Age Green Lantern, the one in the red sweater and the purple cape.
Okay, yeah,
Especially
I know who you're talking
especially
about.
like
That's the one with the armor.
eventually in Kingdom
Yeah.
Come. Yeah.
Okay, Kingdom Come. Yeah, he has the armor.
Yeah. He's an older, aged, like.
That's that. Kingdom Come is the only one I
can
really ever
see
read.
maybe Matthew McConaughey playing that, especially especially if they like go into like eventually like being an out superhero. I That would actually be really interesting. But as
Mhm.
Hal Jordan, no, I can't buy it. I don't know. We need somebody a bit not so long in the tooth.
Yeah, I mean, we still got a little bit to go. Production on Lanterns is set to start in early 2025 in the UK. So we've still got a little bit to go before they even start production.
Right. Well, they already did a whole redo on the Lantern series, and now it's going to be a buddy cop thing, and between Hal and another Lantern. So we'll see. We'll see. But staying in the DC universe, I do have some DC news.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, even with the new DC universe as a whole by James Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
Creature Commandos has got an official premiere date on
Do we
Max.
now?
So yes, Thursday, December 5th, exclusively on Max. Creature Commandos will be coming to your streaming devices just in time for the holiday season. Creature Commandos makes his debut on December 5th, followed by one episode weekly until the finale on January 16th.
Nice.
So it's gonna be weekly. We're not gonna be able to binge it until it's done, but we are getting the Creature Commandos before the end of the year. So many of you may not be familiar with Creature Commandos. Have you read any Creature Commando stuff? Are you familiar with these characters at all?
I'm familiar with a little bit of it, and I did do a little bit of research on this.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things being, we're not going to have GI Robot.
Yeah, we are.
I'm sorry. We are getting GI Robot.
Right.
I said that wrong. GI Robot wasn't one of the main characters. He was a lesser familiar face that they kind of introduced on the sideline type deal.
Right, and it's giving Sean Gunn an opportunity to actually have a speaking role and not just squeaking as Weasel. But it's going to be Maria Bakalova as Princess Ilana, Anya Cholodora as Cersei. Here we go. Alan Tudyk is going to be Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh, nice.
Indira Varma is going to be the bride. David Harbour is going to be Frankenstein's monster. And let's see. Frank Grillo is going to be Rick Flag Sr. So that's who that is on the left.
I do want to say that Frankenstein's monster, even being my favorite character, like in Universal Monsters and everything, his character in this series is actually really cool too. He's kind of like the Hulk in the way of the fact that he's super intellectual person. However, like he's hell bent on his rage and driven by his rage. And it's real cool to see the two kind of mesh together. And I really want to see how he comes out in this.
Frankenstein was a surprise for me whenever they did the New 52. And it was Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, I think it was. And I was really surprised how much I really enjoyed this character. I was like, wow, I haven't enjoyed the Frankenstein character forever. And this is a fantastic adaptation. And the bride, too. She's just amazing. She's missing a couple arms in this show, but I'll take her if I can get her.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I think so. I think so too. If DC does anything right, it's their animated stuff. And then, hands down, for years since Batman the Animated Series, I cannot recall a single hiccup in their lineup for any of their animated stuff. Like the animated movies, series, even Teen Titans Go was good. Like, I don't think they could do any wrong animated wise.
Oh, sorry. I had to look
Go
this
ahead.
up. I was trying to figure out who. I know David Harbour. I know the name. I know the name. I know the name.
Yeah,
I couldn't put a face to that name. So David Harbour, the newest that's been released, Hellboy, Violent Night, the sheriff from Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
You know, he that's who David Harbour is. I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, it's
He
killing me.
he's
I know that name.
also currently he's about to be in a new Marvel movie. Um, he's the Red Guardian
Yeah, he was Red Guardian and
in
Black Widow.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, but he's going to
Yeah,
be in Thunderbolts too.
yeah.
Now, also from what I understand, what's going on with this animated series is that all the actors are
Hmm.
also tied into the contracts on these characters for when they come live action.
Really?
Yep.
That's really cool.
So David Harbour could potentially be getting in a big green rubber suit.
And I could see that.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that. And
That would
and I
be
would
awesome.
love to see a live action Dr. Phosphorus with Alan Tudyk.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like,
Dude,
he's one of my favorites.
what was his name? And oh shoot, what was that Max show? Oh
The alien one?
no,
No.
no.
My first instinct is Wash from Firefly.
It was DC. It was DC, and
Oh, then I don't know.
it was about Titans. No, no, it was a spinoff of Titans. Oh, I'm drawing a
Only other
blank.
DC show I watched was Gotham.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. God, it was like it was Beast Boy's first team that he was on before he joined the Titans. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Anyway, he played a
How
character
long ago did it
named
come out?
a few years ago. It just ended like a few years ago. Oh my gosh. And he was like, his name was Mr. Nobody or something like that. And he was like the narrator or like just a voiceover, but
Mm-hmm.
and then he eventually like came around and was like a CG like character, and he was amazing. He was
He was
really
also
good.
in the he was also in the Harley Quinn, the Harley Quinn animated show. He
Mm-hmm.
played the Joker, Clayface, and like several others.
I believe it. I believe it. Oh, I could hear him in the Joker. I could hear him in the Joker. That nice.
Let's see. Nope.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It's like Misfit DC superhero group.
He played Arcade in MODOK.
I hadn't seen that.
It was hilarious.
I
Patton
haven't seen that
Oswald.
or Hit Monkey.
I haven't seen the Hit Monkey yet either.
You trying to
Doom
find that show?
Patrol.
Doom Patrol, bro.
Eric Morden and Mr. Nobody. Doom
Mr.
Patrol.
Nova. Doom Patrol is wild, dude. It is absolutely wild show.
Is it?
Oh my, it is so weird and it's amazing. It's an amazing show. If you get a chance to watch it, it is like tied together with Titans. I don't know if you watch that on Max too, but it's like
Nah.
completely different, like just vibe. It is absolutely bonkers. And speaking of stuff that's on TV, Beetlejuice, the animated series, is finally coming to TV, to streaming for free.
Really?
It is. It is now streaming in its completion on Tubi. So Tubi is a free streaming service. You don't even have to sign in. You can just download the app and start streaming. And Beetlejuice, the Beetlejuice that I'm familiar with mostly and love, is this Beetlejuice right here.
Now, can we at least just point out? And I was a huge fan of this Beetlejuice. I loved the intro, the music, I loved the animation. I loved all the episodes, but could we just, how did he go from being like the bad guy in the movie that was trying to marry Lydia to being the like her best friend in this cartoon?
Because I think they answered that in the show is that she has a nominal level of control over him. Like
Mm-hmm.
she knows how to put a leash on him and like kind of rein him in. And I think he just kind of begrudgingly does stuff with her to begin with.
But he's always going around screwing everything up, anyways.
Yes,
Because he can
yes,
never control himself.
right. But I think they just because she like has some kind of control over him, and at
Mm-hmm.
any point in time she could say his name and send him back,
Yeah.
and there's nothing he can do about it. So I think her having that kind of control over him just kind of eased it down. Now I'm
Okay.
assuming that the new movie is going to have nothing to do with this.
Oh no, I
So
don't
this
think
is
so
just an
either.
outlier show,
I
especially since it
really.
didn't show like half the people that was actually in the movie.
Uh-huh.
So but for those who are uninitiated on this cartoon, please check it out on Tubi. It's amazing, great
Hey,
animation, funny
great show.
stories, great voice acting, um, really good stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Good stuff.
that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out. So I tried to beat you, but you went ahead and you went into the next
Yep.
the next deal before I could hop in here. Since we were on the DC talks,
Let's go back to DC. We don't talk about DC enough. Oh yeah.
the
Do it
Joker Folie deux, the critics have said what they've had to say so far.
Oh really? How we're looking?
60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
It is definitely not holding up to the first one.
What was it? What's the first one's rating by the critics?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now, I love the original Joker movie. I thought it was amazing as standalone for what it is, like separated from the rest of the DC universe. Um, an amazing piece of filmmaking, just absolutely visceral. Um, I'm not surprised that they may make a misstep with
Mm-hmm.
this, and it's not the musical. I don't think it'll be the musical aspects. I think it's going to be more leaning into being as different of a Joker as they could possibly be, and not um, be beholden to original source materials.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
So I
I'm going to hold off. I do want to watch it. I don't know if this is a movie that I will go see in the theaters,
mhm.
um, but I definitely do want to check it out. I did love the original one. And I've never seen Lady Gaga in a movie, I don't think.
I've seen Lady Gaga in American Horror Story, and she was actually really good.
I believe it. I believe it.
So I don't really know how to look up the critics
Mm-hmm.
score. Oh, okay, 69%.
Okay.
In for the first movie, it was 69%, so we're down to 60%.
Okay. Still in the same
And
ballpark.
still in the same ballpark. However, a lot of them are saying that it's dull and it's almost pointless. The movie
Wow.
music was good, but other than that, like it was very lackluster. Is basically kind of what I'm getting from a lot of the Screen Rant, Timeout, Little White Lies, Flicks, and several of the others. Um, Phoenix's acting is actually still pretty good. Um, some of the people, like one of the main things that people are saying is that Phoenix was great and he did a good job, but it's more of the plot and the running of the movie itself was just very lackluster.
Interesting. Well, I
So,
mean, from a standpoint, like without seeing the movie, like even the first movie, it was what was interesting was whether or not the entirety of the movie was just a fantasy of Arthur Fleck. Was
mhm.
this all just an imagination, like just a story that he made up. I like that at the end where you didn't know whether or not what everything that we just watched actually happened. So I'm wondering if there's in this one is more of the same, and like the critics just aren't catching it.
And that might be the thing.
Or they did catch it and they're like, oh fuck, it's just his fantasies again. And
I mean, so my take on it is the first one, Joker.
Right.
If it had nothing to do with DC Comics, I would actually say it's a good movie.
It's a hell of a thriller.
It is a great movie.
Hell of a thriller.
If you remove it from DC Comics and just let the movie be what it is. And my, like, I know a lot of people who aren't big DC fans are coming to this as in, who the hell is this? What is this Joker? What is going on? Why are we getting this? Like, what does any of this have to do? Because of the Jokers that we've seen in the previous movies, with Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, and then the animated ones that we get with Mark Hamill. It's, how does this relate to any of those? And that made me not want to watch the movie at all.
Made you not want to watch it?
It did. It made me want to watch the movie because this has nothing to do with any of the Jokers I've ever known.
Right.
So it really, and now keep in mind, I'm not a big DC fan, so I don't see where this fits into anything.
It doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't. This is nothing to do with any of the rest of the DC universe, and especially the DC movie universe we have. This is standalone. This is its own thing, and this is taking. This is going down the trope now of telling the side of the villains. I mean, we're seeing this with the new movies coming out, Wicked. That was about the story of the Wizard of Oz from the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West. We're seeing this other and Maleficent. We're seeing these movies that are trying to give us to show so that we have sympathy for the villains. They're not always all bad. And this movie picked up that trope, but has done it so amazingly.
It was filmed as a masterpiece. It was beautiful. The camera angles, the music, the movements, and everything. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great. And it's just not what we would expect and or normally want to even see from a DC movie about Joker.
Right.
And I think that's what ruined it for a lot of people.
Maybe it did, but just as a cinemaphile, like it's an awesome movie. And yeah, if you change the names of you take Bruce Wayne and the Wayne family out of that movie, and you would never even know it was associated with Batman.
No,
and that's okay.
That's
in fact, okay.
I personally would have rather been like that.
Well, yeah, but because this movie is the Joker's fantasy. It's his fantasy. It's what's going on in his head. I think it's brilliant. I think it's probably one of my favorite DC movies. And yeah, and it doesn't have to do with Justice League. It doesn't have to do with Superman or Batman. Like, it's just the wild, macabre, and irreverentness of the Joker. I love it.
So, did you read a lot of the Batman comics?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't. Batman has never been my guy.
He's never been mine either. His superpower is his bank account. He's a ninja.
His superpower is just determination.
It's his bank account. Take that away from him, and
he still kicks ass. He's doing it right now in DC Comics.
Well, now that he's already got everything and had all these years of training, and is it even the same Batman? Because didn't he die like twice? It's like we have two new people as Batman.
They all die, and he's still Batman.
Yeah. So again, take his bank account away from the very beginning, and you just have a homeless kid. I mean, fair. I'm just saying. I mean, it's the same thing with Iron Man. His superpower was his bank account. Take that away from him, and I mean, well, technically, I mean, he did create a giant metal robot in a cave.
Yeah.
But anyway,
his smarts.
Yeah, so he had super intelligence and a bank account.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what is this? What are we saying right now about Batman?
So what I was getting at with that was basically trying to figure out in each movie, even the animated series, we get a different personification of the Joker.
Right.
We get the gangster, we get the anarchist, we get the Jared Leto's crazy psycho guy. We get the passionate Joker in the Joker film, you know, and then we just get all around goofball in the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Is this how he is in the comics? Is he's like each time as the comic progresses, does he go through different personalities?
We'll see now.
Or is it just the movies?
They started to touch on this in the comics. So the Joker is actually 3 different men.
Okay.
And they were beginning to have this where it was going to be canon, where after Batman sat on Darkseid's chair, or like he sat on Mobius's chair, and wanted to know about the Joker, and the movie share was like, well, which one? And Batman was like, oh, that just makes so much sense, and he never figured it out. There have been at least 3
and
Jokers.
This is canon?
Well, here's the thing: DC had a hard reset, so now we don't know. We don't know if this is carrying on
in that comic book
you can,
series.
But you can
canon.
look this up. Yeah, you can look this up. It's called The 3 Jokers, and it's actually, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, check it out. Check it out if you can.
Technically 4.
Well, in the story, there's 3.
Okay, I would say technically 4, as in the Joker's last laugh, where Bruce Wayne became the next Joker.
Yeah, with Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was Todd.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but it was Batman who went crazy with the. And I don't want to go into it. It's a lot.
Well, let's see. If we want to stick in the comics a little bit, we do have some X-Men 97 news.
Ooh, what you got
X-Men 97 showrunner blasts Marvel, alleges criminal working conditions.
What?
Now this is the thing that we've been talking about for a while. This is the showrunner who got shit canned before the first season of X-Men 97 came down. So former X-Men 97 showrunner Bo DeMeo is going at Disney and Marvel, refuting their claims about his firing and describing hostile work conditions at the company. So the former showrunner is continuing his one-man campaign against Marvel Studios and Disney after being fired from the hit Disney Plus animated series earlier this year. He's made a video on his OnlyFans account where he openly refuted the recent press from Disney and his firing, and even went so far as to accuse Marvel Studios for supporting a toxic environment and near criminal working conditions that turns individuals against one another and stokes paranoia to ensure compliance.
Wow.
Yeah, as a quote, the rumors being spread around me online are lies. They are offensive, and more concerning is that they're a smear campaign designed to discredit my credibility in order to cover up the egregious prejudicial misconduct stretching from the select crew members on X-Men 97 all the way to the top at Marvel Studios. So I don't know if you know this, but there's been allegations that come out now about DeMeo was sending inappropriate texts and pictures of his body to understaffmen and to animators for the show. Basically, if he was talking to one of the animators and they were like, well, I don't know how to draw them, this guy would take a picture of himself naked and send it to him and like do him in this pose.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting Matthew Chauncey
as the new showrunner.
Yeah, I think is that what I'm reading?
I'm not sure who's taking over this now.
Matthew
But
Chauncey to take
Disney,
over the series and serve as the new showrunner starting with
mhm.
season 3.
Okay,
We're
so
still in production of 2 with DeMeo's writing.
right.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
but so here we go. Here we go. DeMeo's attorneys are also putting out a new statement throwing suspicion on Disney Marvel's part for the use of allegedly questionable non-disclosure agreements. As attorney Brian Friedman stated, there are only two possible explanations for why Marvel and Disney had both signed an NDA that so obviously violated basic California law. Either incredulously, Marvel and Disney's hundreds of lawyers who advise over 250,000 employees all just happened to make a mistake, or Marvel knowingly and intentionally attempted to silence Bo so that they could have total control as to why he was no longer at Marvel, why he had his credits removed on season 2, and why he was uninvited to attend the very award show that nominated his work for an Emmy. Violating Bo's statutory California rights will cost Marvel this case, but more importantly, Marvel can no longer stop the truth from coming out. Basically, they said, "You're fired," and Homeboy kept running his mouth, and so Disney let out, "Hey, okay, fine. This is why we let you go." So now he's coming back and saying like, "Oh, it was a crazy atmosphere. It was a bad work environment. Blah 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 blah." Not really owning up to his potentially
Mm-hmm.
illegal mistakes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there was mystery shrouded. Why was this guy shit canned? Why was he fired? The show is going to look great. Oh wait, this show is great. What's going on? Why don't we know any information? And Homeboy kept talking. Then he was like, "Fine, all right, here we go. This is
Wow.
why." Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So a lot of
That's
drama behind
crazy,
the
dude.
scenes in X-Men '97. Hopefully, as they go into production, we still get the season 3. Um, Although I don't like the animation, I do enjoy the stories and enjoying seeing my X-Men on TV again. So
I
just
like
keep
the
going.
animation. It's not bad. I
I
mean,
don't like it.
it's not what we had,
No.
but I still like it. I think it's great.
I mean, do you see what I see when I say it's like Archer style animation?
No, I agree. It's because of the cell shading. I mean,
Right.
they really went overkill on the cell shading with this.
Well, they're going so heavy on the computer animation, and
Yeah,
as compared to what we had, what I'm assuming is hand drawn animation in '97.
I would
So
think so.
it's just obvious. It's just obvious to me that it's made on the computer and not on pieces of paper or painted cells. Uh, so it's just not for me. If I want computer animation, let's go with 3D models,
Hmm.
But who am I? Let's see what else we got. And oh, here we go. Bring it back up. Speaking of Marvel, also let's speak about Star Wars. Hasbro is bringing back hard to find Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series figures.
Really?
Yeah, Hasbro has reissued several Marvel and Star Wars figures from 2019 to 2022. Um, uh, so it's called Turn Back Tuesday for Hasbro. They're reissuing 7 Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, and Star Wars Avenged Collection figures that were initially released between 2019 and 2022. Highlights are including the Professor X with the hover chair, which I do have. I picked that one up at GameStop.
All
But I'm
right, that's
so
awesome.
glad they're re-releasing him because on the
That's
secondary
awesome.
market, he is obnoxiously expensive on the secondary market.
I really like the fact that they made like a swoosh type deal, like
Mm-hmm.
a show of force coming out of the bottom instead of just like a stand.
He's and it's an amazing figure. It's a full character that's in that chair. You could take that lid off the top and like
Uh huh.
there's a blanket that's on his lap, and he's a full on figure. So if you want to like tip the chair over, you could have him tumble out. It's fun.
That's awesome.
It's a fun figure. They're also going to be re-releasing, as you see there, the vintage Green Goblin, which I need to pick
Yeah,
up. I need a Green Goblin
I'm real
so
excited about
bad.
that. I don't have one either.
I
have a Hobgoblin, and I'm working on demo.
Nice. Another one.
That's cool.
Right. The Star Wars Black Series Darth Malak, which was only available at GameStop, is now going to be available, on other retailers. And the Black Series Asajj Ventress, which I need both of those Star Wars figures. I have a Sith collection going on with my Star Wars figures. So those are definitely ones that need to be picked up. They're available on Entertainment Earth, and you can pick them up there.
That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm leaning. I don't know if I want that Obi-Wan though.
I mean, I do like it. I don't collect, Star Wars figurines anymore.
Yeah.
I have a couple Black Series, and mine are, I have Darth Vader and mine are Sith too. Like,
yeah,
I
have Darth.
cool.
I have Darth Maul. I have Sidious. I have Vader. I have Kylo Ren.
I have the Maul one too. It's the one where he's like jumping up in the air.
No, I have the Maul with like the standard legs from like, Episode 1.
Mm. Did they do a Darth Revan?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have him.
That's really? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Darth Revan series.
They also have him as Darth Revan and Jedi Revan from the Knights of the Old Republic games, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. I have
another character you'll never see because Disney dismissed the books, but Darth Bane. Darth Bane would be awesome. There was a Darth Bane in one of the cartoons. I don't know which one. He was in a book series called The Rule of Two.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the creator of the Rule of Two, which went back to Darth Revan, in which he rebrought. He basically reinitiated the Rule of Two that Darth Revan had and killed off all the Sith, which is why there aren't really any Sith anymore. And he's the reason for it.
And now we have Sith acolytes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the figures. They're awesome figures.
That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I check 3 places when I go to Walmart. I check the wrestling section, I check the Star Wars section, I check the Legends section.
I typically check the Marvel section, and I check the Nintendo section, Nintendo toys.
Right. Yeah. But man, all the Walmarts here are like they're full of Darth Vaders. They filled it with the re-release of Darth Vader, and oh god, there's a $33 Mandalorian figure. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the big boys. So yeah, it's just full of them. Like, it's like, but at least they're not full of Lando Calrissians anymore. And that plagued us for years on the Walmart pegs.
So I got a little bit of old news regarding a toy. If we want to jump into that,
please.
So let me see if I can find this here. Oh, come on. Oh, why is it being stupid? Let me back out. So Mondo has announced, and it's already too late to pre-order.
Oh.
Yeah, bummer. Oh, where did it go? I just had it.
Mondo makes some gorgeous stuff, man. They're just so expensive.
They really do. They
gorgeous,
really do.
Gorgeous products.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Found it. So, and this goes back to talking about the animated series when we were talking about Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Poison Ivy. We got a 1/6 scale from the Batman animated series. The pre-order has already ended. It ended. What is today? The 5th. It ended 2 days ago on the 3rd. But I just discovered this. $210 for the timed edition. Regular version will be $195. shipping is tentatively set for January, so you can still get it. It's just you can't pre-order it now. This is
$100,
$195.
$200.
Yeah, this is a
Jesus.
1/6 scale. She comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands, a rose, like a seed pod, like a vase with like roses, and then she comes with like a poison gas gun. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not something I would ever spend that much money on.
Mm-mm.
You know, this would be a neat, 6-inch figure that would. I couldn't do that.
I would do the McFarlane version of this figure, like the
Yeah.
McFarlane 7-inch scale. I could see that, and those have been hanging out at $25, maybe $30. Who is in the market for these figures? I just don't understand. I don't like them.
I don't know.
Like, I don't get the scale. I don't get the size and the cost. I'm like, how many of these do they actually expect people to buy? This is
I guarantee
wild.
you whatever their pre-order was, they probably maxed out on it. I mean,
their pre-order is probably the order.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, you got the fanatics out there, man. The people eat the shit up. You got the hardcore fans, especially hardcore fans of old school stuff like Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
It just not me.
No.
Maybe a Mr. Freeze might be cool, or a Bane, because those ones were cool from the animated series.
Yeah, but see, then that's the thing. It's like McFarlane is re-releasing the DC Direct Batman the Animated Series figures. We're getting these. We're getting those. Hell, they even finally released the Alfred from the animated series.
Oh yeah,
and the McFarlane series. So that's only a $30 figure. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand it. It's not for me. I don't judge. No, I'm judging. I'm judging pretty hard, but
no. So let's get into the ugly.
The last bit of ugly that I have,
because I got some good news we can end on. Okay, but let's jump into the ugly for now.
So Disney halts Neil Gaiman's adaptation after assault allegations. Productions on the Graveyard Book, a feature film based on the Neil Gaiman story that was in development at Disney, has been indefinitely postponed. The news follows serious allegations of misconduct made against Gaiman. Are you familiar with this book at all?
It's on my to-do list.
It's on your to-read list?
Yeah, it's on my to-read list.
I don't think I've ever actually read anything by Neil Gaiman. I've seen his adaptations, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and read any of this stuff.
Mostly The Sandman is what I know. Sandman, right. and then he's got other books, Norse mythologies, and several others that are amazing. The detective, the Dead Boy Detectives, which they made into a show. That was cool, but Graveyard Book is not something I ever read.
So let's see. Previously, it's been reported that Gaiman has been accused of sexual assault. IndieWire now reports that Disney has shelved the Graveyard Book, but has also noted that the allegations were just one factor in the decision to pause the project. Notably, the movie hasn't been outright canceled. And could potentially go back into production at some point in the future. While there may have been other factors that led to the movie getting paused, it seems likely that Disney won't move forward with a project until seeing how the situation with Gaiman ultimately passes. Let's see. Mark Foster was set to direct the Graveyard Book, which was announced in 2022. David Maggie wrote the script. It's unclear exactly how far along the movie was in development, but no cast members have been signed yet on the project. There was a bunch of people on the board as producers. Neil Gaiman didn't have direct involvement with the project. He shared in 2022, following the movie's announcement, that he knew nothing more about the project other than what had been published by the press. So, allegations from multiple women made against Gaiman were made public this summer in a podcast released by Tortoise Media. They included one woman. Yeah. They included
Yeah.
one woman's claim that Gaiman had sexually assaulted her in February 2022 after she'd been hired as a nanny by the author. Two others say that
I've
they
heard
were
about that
involved in a
one.
consensual relationship with Gaiman before he forced them into having degrading sex with him. Another woman would accuse Gaiman of violating her on the Am I Broken Survivor Series podcast in July.
Jeez.
And if things couldn't get worse for Neil Gaiman, Dead Boy Detectives has just been canceled by Netflix. Meanwhile,
I haven't even started this one yet, man.
Yeah. It was recently reported that Netflix canceled Dead Boy Detectives after just one season. The series, which was set in the same universe as The Sandman, debuted on Netflix in April, and its future had been unclear ever since. While it wasn't canceled until after the allegations against Gaiman surfaced, it's not clear if Netflix's decision to scrap the series was directly related to the controversy. A second season of The Sandman is currently in the works, though.
Yes.
So we are going to get our second. We are going to get our second season of The Sandman. I don't know what we're going to get after that. Now, are we done? No, he did. The Angel and the Demon show. Didn't he write part of that with Terry Pratchett?
I want to say he was involved, but I cannot confirm that.
You know what I'm talking about? Oh, Good Omens.
Yes. Oh, Good Omens. Yes, that was Neil Gaiman. Yes.
So it's Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett.
Yes.
Okay, so I think Good Omens is done too.
Great show.
Awesome show.
You know, like what? Is it 3 seasons?
Just the 2 I know of.
Is it 2? Okay. Great show. Great cast. I love the show.
Right.
I really do. I think they did a great job on that show. I think they did an absolutely astounding job on the Sandman.
Dude, Death needs a spinoff. She needs her own show. Wow. I love the Sandman first season.
I love Sandman. After hearing his abridged book on Audible, the Sandman series 1 and 2, the show follows the abridged book on Audible, which I believe was free there for a while, in which he didn't just have one actor doing the voice of everybody like most Audible does.
Right.
He literally had he had a full cast as if it was a movie. He had music, sound effects, a full cast. Every person had their own role. And
it was a radio drama.
It was, and it was so good. So good. I've listened to it twice already, part 1 and part 2. And the girl that plays Death, I was really hoping she was going to be the same, voice or same girl or something like that would be in there. But I mean, it makes sense because the actress is way older and they needed a small child. But I wasn't unpleased at all with the death that we got in the show.
Right.
It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Right. No, I get that.
I still loved it. I loved everything about it. And to at least hear that season 2 is still going to happen is awesome. I'm super excited about that.
I am too. I can't wait to go back into that world and see more of that, because I do not have any experience with the comics or the books or anything from that at all. So, but I was just
they're great reads.
Completely pleased with the show.
If you like the show, you'll love the comics and you'll love the books. I mean, they really are amazing.
Nice. So that's enough bad news.
All right. So you want to let's get into some nostalgia before we get into the goofy.
Oh, okay. I'm down for nostalgia.
All right. So nostalgia. Last year, and we actually talked a little bit about this on our last episode, NES to VHS, the Atari 2600. Okay, well, last year they released the Atari 2600 Plus, which was basically like a newer version of the Atari 2600.
It was just like preloaded with all the games, right?
No. You still had to play the games. Yeah, it was just a newer version of the console, new controllers, new HDMI ports, widescreen. And this year we're getting the Atari 7800, Most people
What?
most people don't actually know this, but there were 3 Atari systems. There was the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200, and the Atari 7800. Each version of these came out with a new controller. We had the CX 30 with the 2600, the CX 40 that had the nozzle that you would twist. That was on the 5200, and the Atari 7800 had the 2-button controller. The CX, oh man, what was that one? Uh,
No, I have.
CX78 gamepad.
Okay. I
Yeah.
do not recall. I don't recall. I recall the other numbered ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall ever seeing them in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in video games for years.
Kind of looked very similar.
Okay.
They weren't in as much production. The 5200 probably sold less than any of them. But you can pick this bad boy up coming in the winter of 2024 later on this year. You can actually get a controller mega bundle, which comes with 2 of the CX30s, the original joystick 1 button,
Mm-hmm.
this 2 CX40s, the toggle one that would rotate.
The knob one, yeah.
Yeah, and then it also comes with the CX78, which that we're seeing here as a Bluetooth controller. The analog part is optional. You can pull that out and use the regular D-pad. It will have a, let's see, let me get the specs over here.
So, are they coming out with new games for this, or is this like is this just a way to play the old cartridges?
Both. Now,
Okay.
now keep in mind when I say both, when I say new games, we're going to get some games that have been refurbished and tweaked a little bit.
Okay, remastered.
Remastered, and with some of the games are going to have new levels and new 2-player settings. It is backwards compatible. This will play any 2600 and 7800 original cartridge.
Good lord.
This is going to come with, let's see.
Now those Ataris, those like the 2600s are still aplenty. Like,
oh yeah,
secondhand.
And I think that's one of the reasons why you can get this whole bundle that I've mentioned, plus a couple of video games, for $169 right now if you pre-order it.
Oh,
and
okay.
This comes with 2 DB9 extension cables because the controllers were pretty short.
Right.
They give you an extra 5 feet for each controller, and that comes with this. Let's see. Custom Quest. And like you said, we get widescreen with this. We get HDMI connection ports.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing about the older systems. They don't plug into the new TVs.
Exactly. You have to have like 3 different things to connect them with.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Some of the games that have been remastered. We've got like Asteroids Deluxe, Berserk, Bounty Bob Strikes Back, Frenzy, and those are some of the ones that I'm seeing here. And you can go to any used game store, and they have hundreds of Atari games for sale usually,
and they're cheap.
Oh yeah, they're real cheap. One of the first ones, the original Atari 2600, came with Pole Position, a game that we were actually talking about on our last episode.
Nice.
During my research for this, I figured that out.
Nice, dude.
But it I like the retro aspect of it. The fact that, basically it's a refurbished newer system that you can use, and it still plays all your original games, and it's not going to break the bank.
No, it's not. And this is like, you know what this is like? If your parents have ever told you about like their gaming back in the day, like this is perfect for them to play on their new TVs. That's amazing. I love it. I actually do love it. This is something I would pick up for my dad, so he could play Pac-Man.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So yeah, that's really cool.
And, I didn't think that was real at first. I thought like somebody like pulling your leg, but I get it. That's awesome.
No, it's I like it, and honestly, it's coming out this winter, and your boy's birthday's in December, so it's going on the Christmas list.
Nice, dude.
So I said we're going to talk about some nostalgic before we talk about the stupid, and this is stupid, awesome.
Okay, call me
There's a
intrigued.
game. We got a game that just came out. It came out on the 3rd. Let me make sure I'm correct on this. Yep, PC, Xbox, PlayStation 5. No, sorry, August 29th. This is when this game came out.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
And I'm not making this up. This is a real game.
Okay.
Squirrel
yes!
with a gun.
Yes! Dude, I showed this trailer to my kid. This looks bonkers and amazing. I want to play this so bad.
Yes. Yeah, and actually that's literally how it's been described. Ridiculously bonkers is literally how they've described this game.
Is this the only word that really describes, dude? This is wild.
The game
Please.
starts off like if you look at the trailer, the game starts off, it's a squirrel, he's in a room, like in some secret bunker or something, some FBI agent, like one of the guys that we see in the picture here comes running into the room because something's breached the perimeter and set off the alarms and everything. The guy trips and his gun goes flying in the air, and you get this squirrel that's just sitting there like, I'm a squirrel just looking around. He's like, what's going on? And he sees this guy, he trips, the gun lands next to the squirrel, and the squirrel grabs the gun and takes the guy out.
I just starts mowing people down, and he doesn't just have that gun. He has all the guns. This is an action platformer shoot 'em up that looks so ridiculously awesome. I want to play it so bad. This is like the Goat Simulator. Like,
Goat Simulator 3, I think this has just been released and it looks so amazing.
Right, but you know what I mean? It's like, who wants to just be a goat? Well, you could do like funny things with a goat. Is the absurdity of a squirrel with a gun is right up my alley. I am so down, and I want to play this game.
Oh yeah,
so bad.
This is already on my wish list. Next paycheck, I'm getting this game. I showed the missus before this episode because I wanted to show her that. I showed her the trailer, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's awesome!"
Right? This is amazing. I don't have a system that'll play this, man. God, I'll watch other people's gameplay like my kids.
So they say defend yourself from random encounters with agents using various weapons, climb and jump across platforms with your natural squirrel skill, and use weapon recoil to cross even greater gaps. Like, there's a lot of physics, puzzles, and merciless killing as a squirrel with a gun. It's just, I mean,
give me more. I want this. This is awesome.
I don't know what to tell you. So it's squirrel with a gun. And what's funny is he looks like there's nothing maniacal about the squirrel at all. Like, this isn't Conkers or anything like that. He looks adorable, innocent, little, cute squirrel who just picks up a gun and starts shooting everybody.
I love it. I love it. I am so down for this.
Yep, I'm very thrilled, and I'm looking forward to this one, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see some more. I can't wait to see some gameplay footage online. I know what I'm doing tonight. So that is amazing, dude.
Yeah, like I said, it came out like 6-7 days ago, so it's already out. I'm sure there's videos of it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this, because that's so awesome. I love that. I love the idea. Let's go. Let's just go.
End it with a high note and a very happy note.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for downloading and watching this week's Week in Geek. We sure do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all of our social media pages. OATFTG. Take a look for our link tree. We're on X, Instagram,
not LinkedIn,
no, not LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. Please like, share, subscribe. We really would appreciate it. Again, we're asking for your comments. We're asking for your direct messages. Give us some ideas for some show topics you would like to hear about, or if you have anything that you'd like to talk about with us, we will give you a shout out on the show. So that any kind of free advertising
we could do for you too, we would. But we can't do that unless you guys share and subscribe and let your friends know that you enjoy the show. Um, we do appreciate you so much. Thank you again for watching and listening. Um, this has been A Week in Geek. I'm OZ.
And I'm the Freak. And we've been talking about geek shit.
Again.
The end.